Am.
Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, boys and girls, adults, mid-age men, welcome.
Older men, all of them.
Younger,
just people
of age women. Welcome to the No Banger Sports Card Podcast.
What the hell?
Yeah, that was the worst intro
women,
yet.
That might be the worst intro ever.
We're gonna restart this.
No, we're not. No, they want to keep it right there because now I can just bust your balls for the worst intro ever, my friend. It was so bad my ear plugs just started flowing out of my freaking ears, man. They were just like, ugh. Yeah.
This is the No Banger Sports Card Podcast, episode 41.
Apparently the last one after this performance.
Yeah.
What, dude?
Ah, man. Maybe you need a ChatGPT script this before.
Because the problem was I didn't want to say older women because that's not like you don't want
the younger ones.
You don't want women to tell them that they're old, and then I didn't want to say young women because that sounded sleazy. So I went with
you just went weird. You hedged your bet and you just went weird.
I'm joined by Rod from Picking a Bunch of Cards.
Who likes all women that are of age, all right?
Cary from American Arbitrage.
I just want to talk about cards. I don't know what we're doing. What's up, guys?
And I'm Tim from Over the Year Sports.
Oh, right. Well,
that was a great 1 minute and 38 seconds.
That was funny.
I was going to have that time back, but that was almost as bad as his new Topps release, my friend.
Which one? Labubu?
Which one?
Labubu.
It's
Labubu.
Yeah, Topps. Is it Chrome though? It's Chrome though.
Cary, what's worse, Tim's intro or Labubu being dropped?
Look, Beanie Babies got cards back in the day. I don't know if you guys have seen Beanie Baby cards, so it's just part of the cycle. I don't know who's asking for it, but we're getting it. There's probably like a group. Like now the Labubu people can sell other stuff than Labubus at their random card show booth.
Somebody in the comments section let us know what the pop count is on PSA Beanie Baby cards.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Do they have a Princess Di like PVC pellet card? Because remember, the PVC pellets are what make the cards worth, or make the Beanie Babies uber valuable, so to speak, right?
Yeah, I think Labubu is probably going to be about as bad as Cactus Jack was. Like, I think that the cost.
How many cases have you gotten so far?
Of which one?
Labubu, Topps.
No, first off, they go to order today at noon. We're filming this on Monday.
So you know what time? Okay, yeah, that's weird.
Well, listen, this is my Monday morning routine as I look at the release for the entire week and plan how many cases I plan on buying for the week.
I wonder if Labubu or who, I don't even know who makes Labubu, like what company, but I wonder if they're going to do like, remember back in the day with the Beanie Babies?
Doesn't Steve Aoki make them?
I don't know.
Does he?
Remember they had the heart tag covers for the Thai Beanie Babies, like for the tag.
They're like one touches for Beanie Babies.
I wonder if PSA is going to get some competition. They're going to make like little.
So I don't know
flimsy
if I was
plastic coverings.
I don't know if I was more shocked knowing that Topps is releasing this set, or that the Boo Boo's been around for 10 years. Like
I do want to say something straight out the gate. I want PSA to upcharge us as much as they want. I have no problem with it. I don't care at all.
We're gonna do a deep dive on that. We'll say that one for later on, my friend.
I'm messing.
Yeah, I know you're messing, but do you guys think Labubu is going to be a success? Now, when I say this, hold on. I did see a clip the other day with LeBron James walking around with a book bag with Labubu hanging off his book bag. So
should we let LeBron James know he's 40 and he should stop it? He should just stop it.
I had a onesie full of Labubu last night that was a complete blowout from my baby.
Oh, you mean the poo-poo? All right.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the thing is that like the market's already going down on them. So like,
how do you figure? Are you talking about on the actual
Labubus? Yeah.
Labubus, gotcha.
Yeah, like they were like hot for like 2 weeks.
I saw somebody go to like a pop store at like a mall, and it seemed like there was a lot of stuff available. Before, people were waiting in lines, right?
Yeah, like it's crashed. So I think Topps Chrome really missed the boat here. But I don't know. Maybe we're out of touch, but maybe we're not 6'7".
We're not 6'7", but the thing, or 4'1", I think is the next one, or 2. I don't know. Anyway,
you're more like a 69 type of guy. So
yeah, hey, you know it. No, but I think the real ones are Fugler. Like I'm what they would call a Fugler daddy. Like I like.
Do you know 7-Eleven has exclusive Fugglers right now?
Do they? It's exactly what 7-Eleven should have. Pizza, Fugglers. Like I would. Yeah, that's awesome.
All right, so let me ask you this, Cary. Would you buy Fugler cards?
I would probably. Well, they would be more interesting. I'm not going to buy them for myself, but to flip, I would rather flip the Fugler ones because I actually think they're cooler personally. But I think Fugglers are made for millennials.
So wait, are the Boo Boos based on the
Like
rabbit
anime
from Donnie
monsters,
Darko?
Yeah. Oh, that's a good question.
I don't think. I don't think so.
I don't think so, but it looks
But
kind
I know
of.
nothing about them, so
Have you ever seen Donnie Darko?
Yeah,
It's a
I
great
love
movie.
Donnie Darko. Great
I
movie.
had to read. I had to go on the internet for 2 hours after watching that back in the day to understand what the heck was happening. But it
Don't
was
watch
great.
that on acid or mushrooms.
No,
That
you
is-
need
that's my
clarity
PSA.
to barely hang on to it. It's a good one though. It's a classic.
Tim's already bring this. I mean, 2 weeks in a row now. You just bring this podcast right down. Like, if the FBI would show up, looking doing CIA, FBI doing a drug bust, they're gonna go right after you, my friend. So, not gonna find anything, but I'm just saying, like
A bunch
the
of
last
cards.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
bunch
it
of
came
cards.
out. It came out over 20 years ago. That's old days.
Yeah. So, big release this week, NBA Tops, man. There is a lot of hype with NBA Tops coming out, basketball being brought back in. The hobby boxes are now selling for double what they were in pre-order. So it's are you guys excited, man? Drops on Thursday.
Well, I mean,
I'm
what am
excited
gonna
because I
do?
actually got a box. To
I know,
open,
you
which
got a
is
box.
not normal for me.
Yeah, but Tim, you're going to be literally this weekend or next week at card shows, and you're going to be finding the new NBA Tops in bargain boxes.
For sure.
So you would be excited. I mean, it doesn't impact you, even though you're not ripping anything. For
But
this one.
who am I looking for? Who's going to be in the bargain box, Cary?
That's a good question. Not a lot of the guys right out the gate. Like if you're looking for possible guys that are going to be overlooked, it's interesting. You know who's been playing really well for the Jazz? I'm tapped into the Jazz. We got Ace Bailey, who probably won't be in the bargain boxes, but Walter Clayton Jr., Florida guy. He's averaging almost 12 points a game in the preseason. But the problem with the preseason is it don't mean nothing. Unless it's giving him some hype right now to sell before the season.
But I mean,
don't know.
there
This
is a
other
good
thing too is we don't know what the distance is going to be between Topps flagship and Topps Chrome basketball.
I would treat it. I would treat Topps basketball like I treat
Baseball.
because it's a flagship. Topps flagship. If you can get the stuff open it. I'll be able to open stuff and I get a Cooper flagged base card. It will go for more that week or that couple days after than it will 3 weeks from now or forever. So it's not I'm gonna like I do with everything. I sell immediately. That's what I'm gonna do.
I think the biggest play is because this is going to be Topps flagship for basketball. They're following the same pattern they do for baseball and stuff like that. So we're going to see short prints, image variations, stuff like that. But I think there's going to be a lot of people in the basketball community that may overlook that stuff if they're not a baseball card collector. And that might be a play for a lot of people in the bargain boxes, especially Tim. That's something you specialize in, image variations, short prints.
Yeah. Well,
So
that'll
that
be
might your
interesting to
play.
see. I haven't dove. I haven't dove.
Divin.
I haven't divin into the checklist yet, so I'm not sure what type of variations they're doing. But I would imagine that'd probably be. And I can guarantee you there'll be some sonic booms in the bargain boxes because people are going to look at that and be like, "Oh, this is just a regular, insert right along the lines of stars of the MLB."
I don't Sonic Boom though. What is that? I don't know. I don't even like the name of it. It's because they're fast or something. They're going to people are running up and down the court fast. I don't even understand. It's kind of dumb. Just respectfully. I know it's creativity, and I'm only judging creativity here.
Oh,
but I don't
speaking of
like
case hits, I ran into your boys from Space Coast.
Oh yeah, they were up in Chantilly.
Yep, they were up at Chantilly, literally just to buy case hits. I had a fantastic conversation with him and
Super good,
and
nice
two
guys.
other guys.
Super cool, super nice guys. But that is the most boring thing to do is flip case hits and nothing but case hits. I understand why people do it because it might be maybe arguably one of the smarter things to do. I don't know.
They have a buyer.
I don't want to do it.
They have a buyer, so it's not like they have to do it.
Maybe
online.
if I had a buyer, because I'm always I just don't deal in that kind of money. But if you have a buyer and you can immediately take a 5%, bump it up 5% or 10% and make immediate profit, that makes.
But
a lot
one
of sense.
of the kids, I say kids because they were younger than me. I'm assuming. I know I look pretty good for my age, but they showed me the list, and there was literally only I think one Topps case hit on the entire list of case hits they were buying.
Wow. That's so I pulled up the checklist. They do have the checklist on here. So they're going to have the gold mirror variations and image variations of those. They're actually doing a colored border variation based on, I think, the team color.
Yeah, just like the team border.
Yep, they're doing the number parallel where the numbers all over the card or whatever.
So it's basically the exact same everything. I like that. That's dope.
That's what they're trying to do. Streamline things between sets every year to year, and between sports now that there's several sports.
The cool thing is they're going to have a Topps Chrome insert in there, which is going to be the 1980-81 Topps. That's the style they're doing. So that one I'm actually excited for because they do a lot of the rookies in that style and a lot of the stars.
Dude, what they should do is they should be reviving the Topps basketball big boy cards and using those as top boxers.
Oh, interesting.
Box toppers.
I just hate oversized cards. Like, I literally hate oversized cards.
Do you hate mini cards the same way?
Yes.
See, I'm a sucker for mini cards.
Really? See, I'm okay. I like mini cards.
So Rod buys. You're buying for the shape, is what we're saying?
No, I have a problem if the card does not fit in my box. Like when you had got some classic.
You don't have a BCCW big size card box?
No,
I don't think they make that. That'd be cool though.
Yeah, but no, that and then Bowman 89. I hated Bowman 89.
You got to put that stuff in like a comic book.
The best part box is people who have Bowman 89s and they put it in a regular top loader.
Like, how many?
We'll just let the top hang out.
Yeah, the corners on that Craig Biggio. Does he have a rookie in that set? I know Ken does. Griffey.
It's like the people who shouldn't be wearing crop tops in Florida wearing crop tops. That's basically what it is.
Stop judging, man. It's Biketoberfest right now, and I'm going to dress the way I want to. Okay?
It's Biketoberfest?
It is Biketoberfest.
What does that even entail?
It's a watered down version of Daytona Bike Week, but it's in October. So it's just a smaller version of Daytona Bike Week, but it takes over the entire town, and they do midget wrestling, they do drunken parties, all kind of other stuff.
Yeah, so just a typical Tuesday through Friday in Daytona.
Like your
it's the same thing as always.
Collection of white
except there's
folks
more
in
bikes
Florida.
there.
Yeah, a bunch of white people just getting fat, out of shape white people driving their motorcycles, drinking beer. Pretty much.
No more MTV filming it though. I think it's just the History Channel now.
I used to
covering it.
I used to love watching MTV The Grind.
Because I remember The Grind.
Now you could go through that about 30-40 minutes before you found one white person with rhythm on that show. It was so bad.
Yeah, it was The Grind was a classic one with it. Was that MTV's Dan Cortez?
Dan Cortez. Shout out Dan Cortez. I think rest in peace, Dan Cortez, maybe.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's alive.
I thought he subscribed to the podcast. I don't know.
Dan Cortez.
Is he a member?
He's a member. Do you know what? Like, if you guys want to help support the podcast, just like
find out if Dan Cortez is alive.
All right, you can join the bargain box for $1.99 to support the channel. For $4.99, you become a value box member. You get the early access to the episodes, and for $9.99, you can buy a case like this guy right here and help support the channel. You get perks. Tim's popping up some videos on there. Cary's going to put a video up there soon.
Yeah, he's 50. He's 58. He's very much alive.
And he's a member of, allegedly. Yes.
My bad, Dan. My bad, Dan.
So Tim,
I want to shout out another alleged member of our memberships. Utah Jazz legend, Milt Palacio. Milt Palacio. Shout out Milt Palacio for joining, if you did, allegedly, because he's not talked about enough. I don't see anybody PC in Milt Palacio cards, and they're out there.
What about Antoine Griezmann? Isn't he a member now?
Dude, no. I hope.
Unfortunately, he's not. But do you know who is, Cary? Can you name our members?
Can I name our members? There's Lodi Sports Cards.
Okay, there's one.
There's big card dude 47.
Big card dude 47, right?
There's
really? I thought you just pulled that one out.
Prime time sports cards. Prime time sports cards, man. 42.
Dusty Box,
take over.
Dusty Box
Treasures. Yeah.
Ginger King
Card Kingdom.
Okay.
Tank, yeah. Frank
the Tank. Oh my gosh.
Todd Carto.
Todd Carto. I love that guy.
Buster Chestnut.
Buster Chestnut. Bustin' Chestnuts. I love that guy. He's awesome. I love go Buckeyes. I know who he is. I just don't remember names.
Hold on. I know we got some more. We got.
Give me some clues. Just if you give me a little clue.
Jordan Brown.
Jordan Brown, yeah, the number chaser.
How'd you get that one? That's a good one there. Okay.
What about your buddy? Jordan? I feel bad. Sorry, Jordan. I knew that.
What about your buddy there, Tim?
My buddy.
Someone called his
Jeff
first
Wilson.
name maybe
Jeff Wilson. Is Jeff Wilson is he doing it?
His first name may be Frank.
I said Frank the Tank already.
Okay, you just said Frank. Okay, and we have your don't forget.
Oh yeah, Big Mac 96, right?
Mac,
yeah, Sammy Sosa 97.
Max PC1, but they're close enough. Shaky 94.
Jay Buhner 95.
And then you forgot your uncle.
Chubby Uncle Rico.
Shout out
to those guys.
75 yards on his knees. He could throw a pass. 75 yards.
Now, listen, I have to get you guys got to be serious for 1 minute here. So, we do shout out all these members here. We do, love the support we get from the community, and we want to give a special shout out to Ginger Card King and his wife Bodega Cards. Unfortunately, they lost she lost her son over the past week, and man, I'm trying to say let's not get upset for her, but no parent should ever have to outlive their kid. So big shout out to her and their family, man. So
absolutely,
yep, 100%.
All right, so Cary, tell us about your weekend. You went at the Cards HQ. You went to Atlanta.
You're giving me the crazy segue here.
Yeah, well.
No, so we were going, me and Dave, we went up to go see Dermot Kennedy, singer guy. I don't really follow him much, but Dave's a big fan, so we went up there.
What kind of music is that?
It's like Irish folk. Like, you
really?
would like it,
so
probably.
Like
he's
people.
really good. Yeah, your people. Like, he's one of those dudes who sounds identical to his, records. Identical. And he's scream yelling, singing. So he's a massive talent. If you guys
What's his name? Dylan what?
Dermot, I always want to say Dermot Mulroney, which is a different person. Dermot Kennedy. He's like Irish pop folk. It's really good stuff. So we went up there and I went to Cards HQ. Last time I went to Cards HQ, I went in and there was just a little row of 50-cent boxes, right? And I went through them. I wasn't finding a ton. I was finding a little. But they had a tournament, like a Magic tournament that weekend. So they had people at the big tables, but then I was there and then they started bringing out more. So they brought out a ton of boxes that day.
With Magic?
Of regular sports cards. They had put them away because of the tournament, but they brought them back out. This time, it was the same, except they didn't ever bring anything out, so I don't know if they still have all the boxes in the back or if they've sold them out. So there wasn't a lot of bargain box deals. I did buy cards, but I was buying $30, $40 cards. I bought a Quinchon Judkins auto to $49. I bought a Bronny James auto.
You see what he did this weekend?
Yeah, that's why it sold immediately, yeah. It sold before the Sunday, though, so somebody's going to be really happy with that. So it's okay. I made a profit. That's all that matters.
So let me ask you this: were you there when they were actually having the actual tournament going on?
No,
they were just setting up for it at the time.
I don't even know what was happening. It might have been the aftermath.
Okay.
Aftermath, because there wasn't a ton going on with that when I was there, but I don't know. I think they just had the space open for stuff, and it was some sort of tournament that had happened or was happening. I don't know.
How's the selection of sealed product there?
Oh, they got a ton of sealed product. You like that? I mean, they have cases and cases and cases of sealed product. I would say the way it's set up, I don't feel like it's a ton more than a regular card shop, because a lot of regular card shops would just have all that stuff behind the counter. They have it kind of out where you could look in a classical cabinet. So I don't feel like they had more than any other card shop when it came to that. And honestly, Dawn went in there and she's like, Leighton Sports Cards is bigger, or which I don't think it is, but I don't think it's much different than a normal, more corporate card shop. In the sense too that, and I could be wrong because they just didn't have the rest of the sports card bargain boxes out, but they did not have a lot of sports card bargain boxes, and it might have been because of National, the National. They didn't have as many cards as I've seen before in the case, or at least it didn't feel like they had a ton in the cases. They had a section though of bargain boxes for non-sports in the middle that was packed with people and had so I think they're even, and they've talked about it, I think, leaning more towards Pokemon and non-sports than they are even sports.
Wait, so there's singles. A Pokemon bargain box? Huh, you hear that, Tim?
They had Lorcana, they had Star Wars, they had all that.
Yeah, I could fill a Pokemon bargain box.
Well, I feel like Pokemon
they're
boxers in general are like filling up their own sets. I don't know if there's as much flipping with the low end.
There's no flipping. There are people who are buying them to play them probably, or build a set or give them to their kids to chew on.
Give their kids to chew on. Jeez. So, Cary, when you were there, did you have a chance to sit down? Well, actually, let me ask you this. Is a real reason why they don't have bargain boxes there was because that they had to just blow them out and sell them off so that Jeff Wilson could pay for his PSA upcharge fee?
Oh, dude, massive, good segue. I like that. That was a good segue. Maybe, I don't know. Allegedly, everything's alleged. Maybe.
Did you have a chance to talk to Jeff while you're there?
I didn't see Jeff. No, I didn't see Jeff at all. He was, I think, at the National. He told me so. I think he's at the National doing card deals with people. But yeah, so I don't know at that level, like how often you're actually at your card shop. If you're like somebody like Jeff, you're not like working the counter or like cleaning windows. You know what I mean?
You're just there for big events, PR stuff.
Dude, they had so many people working there. I don't know what their staff is, but it seemed like they had more people than they even needed.
Well, they have several streams going now. They have like a TCG stream.
I'm talking
going.
just on the floor.
On the floor,
there was like 6 or 7 people behind the counter, which is. And then, but the cool thing, and I will say this, like anytime I had a question, there's always somebody available to help, which is maybe why they do it that way.
What would you ask them?
I'm like, I want to get in the case, like to buy a card, because they have like those vertical cases.
You were buying out the case.
I know, that's how bad, like for me, how tough it was. But I will say this, I've had luck buying out of Cards HQ cases. I did last time I bought that Jalen Noel to 5 for $80, and I think I sold it for double or more. Well, I paid $80 for it.
I think their philosophy is they don't negotiate, right? So what the price is in there. So once they price the card, you just have to wait for that card to either move, to fluctuate, and then then you have an opportunity to buy.
That is the worst part.
Negotiate.
They don't negotiate.
They don't. They don't.
Like what the price on the card is. Like you can't walk up and say, "Hey, I'll give you $20 for this" and stuff like that. What the price is, the price is. That's how they run. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. That is. That is the worst part of modern corporate card stores, and why I think, I don't know if they're gonna. It might work really well with certain groups of people, but I think that's a big negative. Like the fact that you can bring a stack up of 1,000 cards and you get no. Maybe you can. I don't know. They probably have a system in the back end too, like because they ask for my number. I'm sure they have a loyalty system where you spend a certain amount, you get a certain percentage off, like 5% every something you spend or whatever. But
that's weird.
It's corporate is what it is.
Yeah, it's pretty much that. Now they will. Now if you walk up and see they price the card at say $100 and it's now selling for a month later selling at $50, like you can go up there and they'll reprice the card for you. They'll do that type of stuff. But yeah, you can't go up there and say, hey, I have these 3 cards for $75.
It works like we were talking to Tom. Like I was telling you guys about the one touches last week, and Tom was like, yeah, for every one that's overpriced, there's underpriced stuff because they're not updating it. And I do feel that in the Cards HQ. Like, there's cards that I feel like were great deals. I got a Bronny James for $40, and there's one at bid right now for like $102. The same exact card. The comps are up and down though, so I'm not sure exactly it's a good time to have Bronny James right before the NBA season. I got to get rid of it quick. I don't really particularly know what he's going to do in the season.
Yeah, it's like Bronny James and Shedeur Sanders, like the 2 guys whose cards sell for money and they never play.
Yeah, it's just but really the market isn't always about play. It's about hype, obviously.
Absolutely.
Because if we were talking about player cards being worth what they should be worth based on the play of the player, then we would be spending people would be spending tens of thousands of dollars on I don't know Justin Morneau cards or Joe Mauer or Miguel Cabrera, which on some certain cards they may, but like it doesn't. It's you're in the Midwest, people aren't paying attention. So
yeah.
Unless you're Bobby Witt Jr., then they are.
Well, not to mention with Shedeur Sanders, too. It's not like Dylan Gabriel's just crushing it out there. I mean, when he was like 12 for 18 or this week for like 150 yards passing, no touchdowns, no interceptions. So, like, I know weather played a factor in that game, but, I mean, I think there is opportunity for Shedeur potentially in the future. So I think that's why his pricing is still high because people are still, believing him, still have high hope on him.
Is Cleveland ever going to make that turn like Detroit did into a legitimate team ever?
They had a chance, but then they ruined it because they decided not to re-sign Baker, and then they went after Deshaun Watson, and then that set their franchise back.
That was like one of the
10
dumbest
years.
decisions ever. And then like Flacco goes to the Bengals, and I know Flacco's not a solution, but if you have a good roster, Flacco seems like he's able to man the ship.
I think
Dilfer style.
I think they're on the path right now to turn around because, I mean, with the trades they did last year during the draft, trading with the Jags, swapping picks,
they
have
picked 2 quarterbacks.
Oh, I get that, but they got one in the 5th round, so that's nothing. You know what I mean?
Oh no,
so,
that's not good for your franchise.
Yeah, but I mean, when you don't have a QB at that point in time, you get a build for the future. You know, you have 2 first-round picks, whether it's going to be a quarterback.
They have no money though. They get Deshaun Watson's contract is fully guaranteed.
I know.
And then they just signed Von Miller to a massive deal. What are they going to do? They have just too many holes to fill. What's Jerry Jeudy doing?
Good question.
I found a Jerry Jeudy jersey number matched.
Yeah. Did you buy it?
Yeah, I bought it. 10.49.
So going back to the Cards HQ, so Jeff Wilson kind of broke the internet this week with he posted up an email from PSA stating that he sent a card in, thought it was going to be worth X amount of dollars. They said it's going to be worth $50,000 more than what he originally thought it was going to be, and now they're upcharging him over $4,000 to get his card graded. And I know people have I know you two both have your opinions on this, and and I think I will say PSA has done a absolutely horrible job of explaining why there's an upcharge, why they do what they do. But I'll start with you guys first, or unless you want me to explain kind of the thought process behind it, or do you want to give your opinion on it first?
Oh, no, you might as well give your thought process behind it because we know you. You're ready to
go
to
war
for Jeff
you're
Wilson.
You're a yes man corporate shill.
Did you see in the comment section in the group chat, Cary, when I told Rod that I was going back and forth with a fan of the show, Mr. Ty Wilson?
Oh, yeah.
And Rob was like, "What did you do?"
I'm trying to get him to come on the show, man.
No, I just talked about the National. He's like, "Yeah, well, come on, I'll come on. Just let me know when." And then Tim's like, "Yeah," but the way you said it,
I said it like that on purpose.
I get it. So you're trolling.
It was
me,
like
right?
a very civil, like normal conversation, but the way Tim said it made
Tim implied
like we were gonna have to like protect him with the National kind of vibe. The way he said it.
I just got a flamethrower on my back at every bridge.
Gasoline in one hand,
throwing Molotov cocktails at bridges.
We're ride or die, Tim. We're going with you at dawn.
No shirt on, bandana across, just beard just hanging down.
Just
hasn't slept in days. That's
Tim's nipple piercings just shimmering in the sun,
glistening.
As Prince Albert, not shown, thankfully. Thankfully, it's not shown. Nobody's seeing it.
Relax. There.
I can't say. I'm talking about a Prince of England. I don't know what you're thinking.
Go ahead and defend PSA and Jeff Wilson.
So, all right, here's the thought process behind this. One is if you get your card graded, okay. Now, I went online. I watched some stuff with Nat Turner, and he says this is what he said is you can price your card based on cost or based on the value you create. So just like any other business,
based on the value what
they create.
Who creates?
PSA.
Are they creating value? Because if the card's
value.
mint, they didn't do anything other than say it's mint.
But they put their stamp of approval on it that it is mint, and that has weight in the game.
Bangtown grading 2026.
Yeah. Oh yeah, guys. Bangtown grading.
So,
okay, I can't see it all, but I'll grade it, man. I'll put my glasses on. We'll try to figure it out for you.
Now I also know
it's a 7 to 10. We'll just do scales. Like it's probably between a 7 and a 10. We'll put allegedly on every slab.
Allegedly. Parentheses behind
it's a Bangtown 10, allegedly.
Allegedly. What the hell, 11? That's not even part of the scale.
Bangtown 10. I love it. I love it. We need those shirts for the National. Bangtown 10s.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
All right, so part of the reason why these upcharges, one goes for insurance purposes, right, and for shipping, stuff like that. But here's the thing is, so I did a deep dive in this, and Nat Turner has stated, I guess in the recent interview, they end up buying back cards. So part of it is you're actually paying for an insurance policy with your card, which you don't have a choice to get that insurance policy or not. That's all included with the card. So meaning that is if the card comes back, a fake autograph, trimmed, or something else comes out down the line, PSA will buy that guarantee, will buy that card back from you, then you're protected. So it's almost that upcharge goes to an insurance policy. Now, granted, I know you guys are disagree.
What do they buy the card back at, though?
At market value.
Okay. What's the market value of a trimmed card?
Well, I mean, like, just to say if the card was a fake autograph, and then that card's worth, let's say, $20,000, they'll give you the $20,000.
They pay it at the market if it were real.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's it. But he stated, I found this very interesting. He stated that they have paid, I think, out over $12 million in buybacks of cards over the years, because I get it. We're all
over the years. That's pretty broad scope of time there.
Well, I mean, I don't know his time frame. I can just go by what he said. But he said that they had bought back over $12 million worth of cards, and he's like, we don't have insurance policy for this. Part of the upcharge goes.
What happens to those cards? They go into repacks for Jeff Wilson?
No, I think they just destroy
allegedly.
Like that.
Allegedly,
it's a write-off. So part of that is now. Granted, now not all companies do that. I mean, the other companies that do have a guarantee, you don't pay for an upcharge.
Isn't that the cost of doing business though? Like, why is that being? I mean, that's not how business works. They're always going to pass the cost of doing business on to the consumer, but.
So so the analogy,
like what we're paying them for?
Like, okay, I built my house, right? So I built my house. I had a 1-year warranty on my house, but if I wanted to get an extended warranty, I had to pay for the extra insurance plan. So I guess it's kind of, I mean, it's a bad analogy, but you're kind of paying for an extended warranty, your extended guarantee on this. That something happens, hey, they will buy the card back.
Well,
for you,
speaking of bad analogies, can you please read to the people who are watching on Spotify? Shout out to all the Spotify watchers. Appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Read Jeff Wilson's analogy, please.
Oh, I don't have it in front of me.
What kind of host are you, Rod?
Is that the one about the gambling analogy or whatever? That's a real good choice. I mean, it's okay. Like, I mean, that I would not have used a gambling analogy, but yeah.
This is what. Yeah, I don't know. Do you know what his analogy? You pulled up, but my analogy would be like this:
Tim will get it.
If I'm selling my house, if I sell my house with nothing in it, I may get $300,000 for that house, right? But if I pay a company to come in and stage my house and put all kind of different to give it a better presentation and make it look better, you may be able to get maybe 10-20% more for your house due to the way it looks, or get offers faster. So it's a way for them. They are creating extra value for you based on your card, based off the graded, that gets extra value in the market. Unfortunately,
but are they creating the value, or are they just affirming that it has?
They're affirming the value. They're putting the guarantee. They're putting their stamp of approval on it.
There's a big difference between them creating it. Well, I understand that, having the PSA slab makes it valuable, but it's already that card.
You're correct. It's already that card, but they are now the gold standard in the card industry. They haven't back. I mean, let's talk about. We can do a whole deep dive.
I think the real issue is much like Topps. Like, we need more legitimate competitors.
I agree with you.
It does not help anybody.
They're the only grading company that does this.
And they're the only grading company that sells like
they are.
Beckett did it for a while.
Beckett does not have upcharge.
I think they changed that now. I think that's their new market employee. They're trying to get people to go back there because they lost a lot of market.
Well, this is what Sir Jeff Wilson had to say. Said, you guys don't get it. PSA didn't just grade my card. They added $50,000 plus in value to it. I'm happy to pay them a $4,000 commission, aka upcharge, for doing this. Think of it like betting $50,000 on a hand of blackjack, winning, and then tipping the dealer $4,000. Everyone wins.
That's a bad analogy, because you're not gambling on this one. You know what I mean? They are putting their sample of approval.
You're 1,000% gambling.
How's that gambling?
Dude, sending in a card to grade is gambling.
That's not gambling. That's like a calculated risk.
Yeah, that's what people who gamble say gambling is. It's a calculated risk. I mean, let's just be honest. You're gambling.
I think that this news cycle could officially be over if the no bangers guys are chiming in about PSA grading, which I don't think. I mean, you still have a shoebox full of cards that aren't even in top loaders or penny sleeves that you're going to be sending out to be graded at some point in the near future, right, Tim?
Yes. I'm also going to be doing that. So
Rod actually grades a little. Rod does grade a little. Of course, Rod grades. Look at him. He is the corporate shill.
Not a corporate shill.
Case buyer. I know. I'm just messing with you.
But here's the thing: is I evolve my business and try to put my hand in a bunch of different different buckets with that.
Yeah. Okay. Better.
All right. Now you guys stick strictly to the bargain boxes and lower dollar stuff, which is nothing wrong with that. But Tim did run into a big issue this weekend when he was at the Chantilly Card Fest.
Before we get into that, I'm going to finish my thoughts on this because, like this is the big problem. Is that nothing against Jeff Wilson because I don't know the guy, right? But he is by far and away the absolute worst person that should be speaking for the masses on a subject like this. If Jeff Wilson doesn't put this out, then it's just kind of like whatever, right? But because he puts it out, it creates this whole stir within the community, right? Because it's completely unrelatable. Like, bro, you got your and listen, you got your card. It's going to be a huge card for you. That's great, right? But like, to put out all that information about this card and how much money it's going to be worth and how much money you had to pay to make it worth this much money is so unrelatable to everybody in the hobby that it makes complete sense.
That's really what people, I think that's a big part of what people are upset about. Not so much, I mean, the PSA thing's annoying for a lot of people, but it's really just the sheer amount of value that this card has, and I agree with what you're saying, Tim.
But it's weird too because it's like who is PSA to tell me what my card is worth?
I mean, PSA does have an auction. What they do run auctions. They do have a vault. What they have to insure these cards.
But what does everybody say? What does everybody say?
What?
Something is only worth what somebody's willing to pay for it.
But if there's comps, then that's what you would value an item at, right?
I mean, but then there's so many variables that go into a comp. Is there not?
Yes, but just my like whole thing else,
my whole thing is that does anything change from them grading my card if it's not worth more money than what I anticipated it versus if it is? Is there anything that changes in the service that they provide?
Yes.
What changes?
The amount that they would have to insure that, the amounts that they would have to pay.
It's not $4,000. It's not.
We already know the insurance cost. It doesn't take that much Googling to figure out the difference in insurance costs.
The insurance cost to mail it to you would be anywhere from like, I Googled it and looked up. It said $1,000 to $1,800.
So if I pick it up, do I still have to pay the upcharge?
That's a question you would have to ask them. But also their buyback insurance that you're guaranteed that where they will give you market value of the card.
What if my card is not like it doesn't have an autograph or it's not a vintage card that I have to worry about being trimmed or anything like that? Like
there's problems with modern cards as well. You know, like there's not how many times have we seen posts about fake downtowns and other stuff like that? The
process that goes into all that stuff is still in my. If my card doesn't, if they don't upcharge me, my card is still available for insurance and buyback, right? It's still included in that original cost, right?
Yes, but you're doing it. You're paying for a certain level, so they're insured for that certain level. Now, if you pay for a $200 level, they're thinking, okay, this is going to be the price based on that $200 level, and that card is now worth $100,000. Well, there's going to be a huge upcharge for the insurance and everything else.
What makes that card go up that much more money?
Do you know how many people try to skirt the system and ship cards in on the lower levels when they're worth so much more than what they are?
That's not answering my question. What makes his card $50,000 more valuable?
What happens if it came back as a PSA 10 and then the last PSA 10 sold for $150,000 and he valued it at $100,000?
So they are the ones who are like, oh, well, if we grade this a PSA 9, then we can't charge them any more money. But if we grade it a PSA 10, then we make an extra $4,000.
I see what you're saying. I see where you're getting on that.
It feels allegedly like a conflict of interest, right?
Yeah, 1,000% is a conflict of interest. And the other thing is, too, is that, like, they're, like, it sucks for the person who pulls a crazy card in a break, right? And they want to grade their card, then they at PSA because why? Because everybody tells them that PSA is the only place to grade your card if you want your card to have value, right? So you send your card in a PSA, and then PSA is like, hey, well, if you want us to grade your card, it's going to cost you an extra $5,000. If that happened to me, I wouldn't be able to do it.
Yes, you could, because you can actually send it into, say if you wanted to send it right direct to an auction house. Like, for example, when I sent my Aston Genti to go to an auction house, they paid for
all. But what if I wanted it for myself?
Well, then it's part of the doing business. Like,
but this isn't business. That's what I'm trying to tell you. This is from the collector's standpoint. If somebody wanted to grade their card with PSA as an investment in their collection.
So an investment's not a business decision?
I mean, no, because I'm not running. I'm not running a business.
That's a business. An investment is a business. If you're investing something, you're making a business decision.
Okay, so let's just say it's part of my collection. I can't do it then. Then what? Now I'm out of my money that I paid for the original grading, and they send me my card back raw. So and God knows what happened to it in the process of them handling it.
I mean, that has to do with the breaker or someone else. That has nothing to do with PSA.
No, not the breaker. I'm talking about PSA.
Gotcha.
Handling my card.
Well, here's the thing is, if you were sending your card to PSA, you should do your research before sending it through. So you should be well aware that there's going to be an upcharge and everything else. So that's on you, not on PSA.
But what if I think that it's going to get a 9, but then they tell me that it gets a 10?
That's on you once again.
How is that on me? It's
because
subjective
you know the risk
by the grader.
You know the risk. So if you think it's going to be a 9, but it could
but wait, I thought you
10,
said it wasn't gambling.
I'm answering your question. You just asked
but
me.
You
a
said it wasn't gambling, right?
It's a calculated risk. That's a calculated risk. If you want to call that gambling, that's fine, but it's a calculated risk. Regardless, but here's the thing is,
but I shouldn't have to. It shouldn't be a calculated risk.
You shouldn't send a card in there then if you're not going to can't afford to pay for the upcharge. Plain and simple, because it says on
that's discriminating against the majority of the hobby.
You're just making it up because
how am I making it up?
You mean then I should buy a $500,000 house, but I only have $300,000 to buy a house.
We are not. This is apples and oranges. We're talking about cards, not houses.
It's the same thing. You're talking about one asset to another asset. So you're telling me that if I have an asset that's worth X amount of dollars, and if I send
so you have no problem with the upcharge.
I didn't say that. That's
not what I'm saying. Let me ask you: Do you have a problem with the upcharge?
My problem is with people that are bitching and complaining about it. When you know what you're getting yourself involved in, and then people go online and then go on a rant about the entire process.
But do you agree with the upcharge?
Let me finish. I agree with it to a point for the insurance aspect.
Is it excessive?
Do I understand? Yes. Do I think it's excessive? I do, because when I broke down the insurance costs and everything else for like shipping, everything else. Now I do understand that they are going to guarantee it, so you're paying for the extra guarantee. I think PSA.
Can you opt out of the guarantee?
That's something that you would have. I'm assuming not. At the end of the day, because if you sell that card off to someone else, then what happens? I don't know that process, but I think
that's a crazy thing too. So if I get paid for the insurance and then I sell the card,
they keep the card. You have to send the card back or something like that. If it falls under their guarantee program, you have to submit the card back to them, and then they will pay you out for the card.
No. What I'm saying is that what if I grade a card, I pay the upcharge, I got the insurance for the card and everything like that. Then I sell it to somebody else at a card show. Then I'm paying for this guy who I just sold the card to for insurance on his card.
I think that just carries with the card. I don't know the full ins and outs on that. That one I don't know.
And you want to know what else is crazy, by the way? I sent you Nat Turner before he worked at PSA complained about upcharge.
Yeah. Upcharging, yeah.
Here's the real thing.
But it was also in 2012.
Here's the real thing.
Think about context.
I understand why everybody does it. It adds value to the card. I'm not dumb.
Yes.
I get it. But do we even need grading, really? I mean, we need it to make our cards more valuable, I guess. But outside, I still am not a big grader. I don't really care about it. Maybe I lose money. I probably do on certain things because of it, but
I don't have anything wrong with people doing it, right? Like if you're grading, if that's your level of operation with that sort of money,
I get the business of it.
That's fine. I'm not mad at Jeff Wilson for doing it.
I got you.
But for me, it feels shisty. It feels unnecessary.
My problem with it is, and I think that and I blame PSA for this one. I think that they did a piss poor job explaining it to the public and explaining why they do the upcharge. They need to have a video. They need to have something on there. I mean, if you go to the website, there's not a lot of information on there. Nat Turner's come out. He talked about they're putting, creating extra value based on what the market, puts them in place as the top grading company. But I think the real question is I want to know the backstory. What happened? How did Beckett lose so much market share? Because 10 years ago, Beckett was the place to grade. PSA was the second fiddle. What happened over this time period? That
COVID influencers.
No, but something else had to happen along the way.
That's what happened.
It was just COVID.
COVID influencers. Same thing. PSA, Kaboom, Downtown, all that is the same thing. It's PSA influencers.
So PSA influencers move the market 100,000 cards a month.
1,000%. You're muted, Cary.
Could we see theoretically in the near future it changing back? Maybe not in the near future, but if it's just a trend, right? Because of the modern card market. I mean, people didn't care about Panini Prism. I don't feel like in 2012, if I remember right, most people didn't like how it looked.
Yeah.
In the masses, and now it's, a lot of people love how it looks. It had 10 years to grow in popularity or 15 or whatever. And now, people have forgotten. A lot of young kids have never even seen Topps basketball cards, for new stuff because it didn't exist. But
this is the thing that's crazy to me is that, like, what is it? Nobody can even pinpoint what it is that makes a PSA card, PSA 10, more valuable than a BGS 95 or an SGC 10 or a CGC 10. Nobody can pinpoint what it is. All it is a name. That's it. But there's nothing else that PSA does except charge you more money to make that card more valuable. What is it? Nobody can even pinpoint it. Is it the look of the slab? Because you could argue all day that what do we do? It's not the materials in the slab. It's not the graders. Because how many times have we seen somebody get a PSA 6, send it back in and get a PSA 10? Right? So, like, what is it that makes PSA so much more desirable and valuable over a SGC, BGS, or CGC?
It's the perception that they are the. It's the perception. Anything else, man? That's
perception, but that's been created by who?
That's what I'm asking you, though. How did Beckett have so like? It'll be an interesting deep dive is the fall of Beckett, because like they went from like the top price guide, went from the top grader, and that entire company has just fallen off the face there. I mean, granted, you can still grade through them. They have other stuff going on. They're trying to build it back up, but like they're not even second fiddle. Like CGC has now emerged as the second biggest grading company out there.
SGC was, but then
what happened? PSA bought them out.
Bro, by the way, they have their submissions went down 50% this month or last month, like 50%, and
they're
I think
they
only
be
graded
gone.
like 6.
PSA's just gonna scrap them soon. That's like they basically took over their competitor. How long until PSA buys out CGC?
I don't think
CGC ain't gonna because CGC does other stuff.
CGC is owned by Blackwell Investment Group with like Jay-Z and like all those guys. They have
CGC. They make more money on
and everything.
They make more money on comic grading, I imagine.
Comic magazines, like they grade coins. Like they're the first, one of the first coin graders out there. Everything else, so like, yeah, they've been around.
That's the one that I would. If I would have, guessed years ago that would be a real competitor is CGC.
I think they came in the market too late to really make a big push for it, stuff like that. But going back to my Beckett statement, like if anyone any viewers out there know, they can give us more information on why Beckett, other than what Tim said, like the influencers. I'm sure influencers had a big part in it and stuff like that. But like PSA was extremely backed up during COVID time. Everything else, like where was the downfall of Beckett? Like what happened that caused them to really like lose that huge market share out there? I just don't know. Like it just confuses me. So on that, but so Tim, tell us about how the Chantilly Card Fest, what card show went this weekend.
Chantilly Card Fest,
according to Rod.
Yes.
It was wild. So this is for those of you that don't know, CSA, which puts on the Chantilly show and the Philly show. People that have ran that show have also moved on to run the National, which is the biggest card show in America. So it is one of the premier card shows on the circuit year in and year out. This is the last year at this location. So it will no longer be the Chantilly Card Show. Yeah, they'll probably have to rebrand it to whatever they move it to. But the location was at the Dulles Expo Center. The Dulles Expo Center has now been sold to IKEA.
Oh,
so
gotcha. So
they're turning the Dulles Expo Center into the IKEA. So
how big was that the center there? I mean, was it massive compared to National? Like, are we talking like is it a third of the size of the National? Like half the size of the National?
You mean like the center itself or the card show?
No, card show.
Say it's probably half the size of National.
Okay. That's a big show.
And I mean, like, it was started out primarily as an autograph show, and then over the last couple decades, it's turned more and more into a card show. But obviously, they have massive autograph signings at that show, and it's done 3 times a year. So it's just like Dallas, it's just like Philly, it's like one of those big shows. So rumors are they're either moving it to DC, Maryland, which would be probably one of the locations they're talking about is the National Harbor, where the MGM is, which is right on the DC Maryland line at the Gaylord, which would be dope for me because that's like 10, 15 minutes from my house. Baltimore is the other location they're talking about, and Richmond. So Richmond would be the worst case scenario for me because I would have to stay down there because that's like a 3-hour drive. But there has to be hotels and it has to be near an airport. Like those are two things that they have to have because dealers and people fly from all over the country to come to this show. Like I was with one guy who came up from Miami. This was like he literally never been to the show before, and he flew up to Miami to buy for his Whatnot channel. And like I ran into the guys from Space Coast. Like it was a lot. Like I did crazy numbers. So in 2 days I bought 525 cards. And I spent a grand total of $490. So 93 cents per card.
That's awesome, man.
That's good.
Well
So
done.
like for me, like that was, and like I bought a lot of non-sports stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah, one of the best cards I found was a non-sports card.
What was that?
So I knew about this because shout out my guys at No Flow. I learned about this when first time I got into Kakawao. So Kakawao, they do. You guys know they do the mashup cards.
Yeah.
Where it's like 2 characters in one. So like those cards are always pretty sought after, especially the numbered ones. So I found a Wile E. Coyote as Batman, number to
nice.
$5.99 in a dollar box. So that's like a $35, $40 card. Jose Ramirez rookie card I found, which is like a $20 card. But like other non-sports stuff, bunch of numbered Rolling Stones cards. Bought some wrestling cards.
Interesting.
Some Infinity Stones numbered stuff. A lot of like to the point where like I was almost thinking about maybe doing a non-sports singles show on Dibdit Cards. But yeah,
nice.
it was dope. But I will tell you that a lot of the dealers.
Before you get in that, quick breakdown. Give us a breakdown. You bought 493 cards.
525.
525. Okay. Out of those 525, do you think 10% of those, 20% of those are going to be up for buy now? How much of that stuff is going to be for live shows? Kind of put in perspective for the audience because we have a lot of people out there that are just getting into bargain box and stuff like that. So like, what is your thought process behind buying that stack?
Out of the 525 cards, this is the stack of cards I'm going to list.
Okay. And what do you think that breaks down to? 30 cards, 50 cards, some in that ballpark?
Probably like 70,
70,
probably
okay.
like 50 to 70 cards.
And then what's the minimum that you would list one of those cards for?
$10.
$10. Okay.
I found a bunch of unparalleled. Shout out Cary.
Yeah.
Cary knows.
Yeah.
I found
Cary,
a bunch
actually,
of unparalleled.
That stuff's
Found some of
sneaky
those
good.
I found some of those at a garage sale as well, right after you made that post.
Serious?
Yeah, dead serious. Like 3 cards in a box. Like
Cherokee Parks auto.
Ah, dude.
Oh,
Duke
I've heard that name in a long time.
Duke Legend.
Yeah.
I bought some dope soccer cards too. Some nice soccer cards.
So when you're at this show, you're primarily your specialty is baseball.
Yes.
It sounds like you had to go everywhere but baseball.
Well,
You
no,
love this.
I ended up buying. So this is the thing too is, it's tough, right? So like national, there's so many dealers, right?
Yeah.
Where like, like here at Chantilly, there's probably 3. It's probably like 4 or 5 dealers that are known for bargain boxes. So they are like it's super competitive. It's bargain boxing at Chantilly is very competitive. And so like there's a guy I go to, Dollar Dave, and he literally has like I'd say 6 tables of nothing but 4-row boxes that are all $1, and it's all separated by sport. So if you don't get there first, like I can't go there and look at baseball and then go look at football and basketball. I can, but it'll be like 5% of. So you have to make a decision, an executive decision. Like I'm going to go to this table and I'm going to look for this first.
Gotcha.
So like I went to him on day 1 and he looked at me and was like, somebody just cleaned out my baseball. And at that time, there was already 10 people in the football and basketball cards. So I was just like, I'll come back tomorrow morning. He said it would restock the baseball. So I went back day 2 and he gave me 4-row boxes of baseball that nobody else had looked through yet.
Oh, that's cool.
So like,
because you have a relationship with him, right? That's why he.
I have a relationship with all. Like if you look at like all of my Chantilly videos, you'll see like I built relationships with these dealers, right? So then my other guy, Edge, he hit me up before the show even started. He was like, yo, I'm putting all my boxes at $1. So like I went and saw him, and he was like, yo, you can just pull up a chair behind the table, and one of the dudes that helps him, he'll just pass you a box. Whenever you finish with that box, he'll pass you another one.
So
like
awesome.
I sat down and I went through all those cards. But at the same time, other people were looking at the boxes that were on the table, and other people were looking at football. And then I went to my other dealers, and this happened more so in this show than it's ever happened before at this particular show. But mind you, this is a huge show. This is a show that is catered to the masses. Like, what's the dude's name? Card King
of Cards.
King of Cards. Like he was set up there. So like, you know, like it's like it brings out Santiago's set up there. You know, what's the other guy that be on
Card Collector 2?
Shannon. Yeah. Shannon was there.
Yeah, Shannon.
So like it's a big show. And I went up to a couple of my dealers. I'm like, yo, where are your boxes at? Somebody bought all my boxes. And I'm like, damn. So like now it's like this whole $1, you know, single auction phenomenon has taken over into the bargain boxes, where now like people used to be like, how much for your whole showcase? Now people are like, how much for all your bargain boxes? And other dealers too are doing it. And it's like cheating. Like, you know, like I look through the boxes to find the good cards. You, instead of looking through the boxes and digging out the cards, you're just buying the whole box to find the good cards and don't care about the rest of the cards.
How's that cheating? Who says they're not going to care about the other cards? Who says they're going to do the same thing? But
it's money. It's money versus skill is what it is. And the way
that's a bar. That's a bar right there. That is it. There's end of conversation. That is the best way to put it.
But what happens if they just didn't want to spend the time at the show to do it? They took the box home. And
I'm not saying like I'm not even making the argument that it's a negative per se, but like you could have two ways to do it. Like the way of the bargain box for a lot of us and how we got started, and honestly how I'm continuing even though I've had success with content and everything, is I'm still budget focused at most shows. I don't have unlimited money to go spend on cards. So I mean that's what I have to rely on is my skill to know what to look for and what to buy. You have bought out a box with me. I definitely have. Yeah. It's not something I do often. It's not something I'm against. Obviously, I've done it. Yeah. But like I can't like if I was going up to a table with 6 boxes, I don't know if I could afford that. Like based on the dealers I've been around, not that they're going to give me a good deal, but I don't know if I have that. So I need to rely on skill. But if you have a war chest of money, which is nothing wrong with that, right? And because you're doing showcase stuff, and you could just buy those out, and then you could pick through it yourself. You may miss stuff. You may just run everything on a whatnot. There's people that do that. And
that's pretty much what people are.
Yeah, and let the masses decide. You don't even have to know. You just
work out the rule of averages at that point. Yeah.
But then you have to have a following to do that, or else you're going to be stuck with.
Here's the key, dude. All you need is a box, like a bargain box, and just like a stack of one touches, dude. That's it. And you put the cards
I literally
in the
saw
touch.
people had 4-row boxes of one touches, and they were like, because they know it is now common knowledge. Every single card show knows that they are going to be whatnot guys going to the card show.
Yeah.
So they cater. Now it's not like bargain boxers. They're whatnotters, right? Who are just buying stuff to run and whatnot streams at $1 a card. And then they're like, oh, well, there's this whatnot one-touch phenomenon right now. Like, I might as well just put out a 4-row box of empty one-touches. You want to buy a whole box of bargain box cards? Here's right next to it. You can buy a whole box of used one-touches and go to town, buddy.
But isn't this what you're doing, though, yourself? You're buying these cards in the bargain box. You're just cherry-picking them, and then you're going to run them on Whatnot or Dibdit or, another site. You're doing the same exact thing that they're doing. They're just doing it in bulk.
Yeah. I'm not complaining about them doing it. I'm just saying that it's making my job,
More
like Cary
difficult.
said,
Gotcha.
it's not
No, no,
necessarily a negative thing, but it's a money versus skill.
Well,
thing.
yeah. One is Thomas Kincaid getting a store in every mall in America and mass producing, and the other one's the artist on the River Seine in Paris, just doing his individual paintings. I think it's a different way. I'm doing an artistic.
I know you are.
analogy.
Look at that.
You said it like an artist too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you did.
the theater kid guys. You got to remember that. But like one is, they're both. It's different too because like the starving artist or whatever they have a lot less overhead, so they don't have to make as much to survive, and they can survive on less. Whereas like these big whatnot shows and groups of people, they need to make a lot of money to pay everybody and pay their overhead. So it's a different ball game, and we're not playing on the same level.
And that's the biggest difference too. Is that like I'm not running crap cards in a one touch. Like if my card is undervalued, like or close to what I'm starting
That
at,
is the
like
worst.
$2,
When it is literally
it's a cool
worthless
card.
card in a one touch.
It's a card you can't obtain. Like there's a big difference, right?
Yeah.
Like the cards that I'm running in a live stream aren't necessarily cards that like let's see. I just pulled this out, right? Like Jason Dominguez, first Bowman Chrome. Like that's not a bad card right there that I'm gonna run in. Ken Griffey Jr. and Reds cards because somebody asked me for that. Hideo Nomo with the Japanese backprint upper deck. Like no, you're not gonna find that in an everyday stream. Precious Metal Gems. I found a PMG at the card show.
Did you really?
That's awesome.
Of the new stuff,
Oh, gotcha.
but still, just
Still cool
on the
to-
A
top.
Looney Tunes PMG.
No, Miguel Bless from the Boston Red Sox color
That's a
match
good color
too.
match.
It's still cool though. It's a cool card to do.
Yeah, but I mean, like like stuff like that, like autographs, like of prospects that like there's a big difference.
So let me ask you guys both this question then. Do you guys prefer the bargain box at a large show like the National Chantilly, or do you prefer to do it at a small local show?
I got SpongeBob too.
Oh, nice.
The National is interesting because it's just shock and awe. There's so much out there.
I'm just saying, just bargain box only. Focus on bargain.
Bargain box only. That's what I'm saying. I think I would rather go to the National for the whole spectacle, and there's more bargain boxes, so the law of averages. Even though there's going to be a lot of probably overpriced stuff, there's just so many tables with bargain boxes. You're going to find deals. But like compared to a mid-range show, which Chantilly's probably a little bigger than, and a local. Like, I go to this, like, a Popka show. I think you've been there.
Yeah, been there,
we went to it together.
Yeah.
Like, that's 30, 40 tables. And there's, like, 3 or 4 guys that show up every month. And they're just going to have good stuff. And that's enough for me to have a great show. So, the small shows can be great for that. Like, you're also going to have slightly overall less competition from whatnotters. Or, like, I'm a whatnotter. But you know what I mean? From, like, people just buying it all.
You're a Dibditter.
I'm a Dibdit Carter.
I would say for me, though, I prefer the smaller shows because I feel like I can actually sit back, relax, and take my time, where I feel like I'm rushed at the bigger shows because there is a lot more competition. There's a lot more stuff going on there.
I'll be honest, I don't feel as much of a rush in this. I have a pretty, and this is probably wrong, because I think I would get a lot more cards if I was a little bit more, punctual, as you guys know. But
or actually show
I have
up on
enough.
time, or
I
a
have
couple hours
enough
earlier.
confidence. I have enough confidence in my skill that I feel like no matter when I show up to a bargain box, I'm going to find something.
Yeah,
but
I get that.
So like I'm not as, and I'm just, maybe it's just because I'm from California. Like I'm just pretty.
Listen, I'll tell you this though too. 1,000%, it's about where you guys are.
Yeah.
Everybody in Florida, and I had this conversation with the guys from Space Coast, and the other guy who I met, I think the name of his page is Fourth Quarter Sports or something like that. And they both said it. That's why they came all the way up to Chantilly, because they said in Florida, like, the problem is in Florida is everybody is buying case hits. Everybody is looking for case hits. So you don't have the same competition in bargain boxing in Florida as I do here, and the further up the East Coast you go.
Gotcha. That
Like
makes sense.
in Florida, think about it. You got all those big breakers who are basically putting out bounties on case hits. So everybody's going to all these shows in Florida, buying up all the case hits so that they can sell them to Backyard. They can sell them to the Dude guy, all those other big breaker companies that are in Florida. It's a completely different market. So card shows are different where you are. Like where I'm at, don't matter if it's a small show, don't matter if it's a big show. I can guarantee that the same 10 people who I'm cool with, and we have a
mutual respect.
I'd say 99% of them, I have a mutual, encouraging, competitive relationship where like we all know what we're all doing. We're all going to the shows, no matter how small or how big, to find the deals and the hidden gems in the bargain boxes, right? In value boxes. Let me say value boxes because, $5, $10, $15 cards sometimes too, right? But like nobody's going to these shows to buy. There's a group of people that are going to these shows who are bringing in their, bulletproof rolling suitcase slab boxes, right?
Oh, yeah.
And are making big deals. And there's certain groups of people that set
They're
up at
motorized, card box they can sit on and go around like Dr. Evil or whatever.
That's to me, that's the best part. Like, I might just buy one of those cases just so I have something to sit on when I'm digging through the bargain box. Like, there might not be any cards in it. Like, somebody might be like, hey, what are you selling today? And I'll open it up and it'll be like penny sleeves and top loaders and tea bags. So
I take pride in putting my cards in like just a backpack, man. To me, honestly, I like the whole mentality of it. Like you're going to the salt pit, man. You're going to work and you're going to go find stuff, and you don't need any of the accoutrement that they want to sell you. The case, the case to protect the case to protect the case that protects the case.
Bro, I will tell you, I saw this one dude. He had so many cards he didn't even know what to do with it. He's like, I'm like, there's this guy who rolls up. I seen him at the last show that I was at, and saw me, and I was digging through the box, and he was like, yeah, I'll make you a deal. Like, they were all $5, but now I'm just gonna mark them down to $3, and I'm just like, okay, cool, sounds great to me. I bought a Jake. I know it's Jake Hainer, but I feel like you both would have done the same thing. Jake Hainer Optic Rookie Auto Orange to 50 for $3.
Absolutely,
that's a no-brainer, right?
Yeah.
Any numbered auto that 50.
Did he do like? I sometimes just buy Jake Hainer cards for the poses. Honestly, where he's like,
he didn't have this pose though.
Yeah.
But I will tell you. Then the guy's like, somebody walks up. He's like, do you have any other Bowman? He's like, yeah, but like I don't really know what to do with it. And he just pulls out this giant binder, and it's just pages of numbered Bowman autos. It's just pages.
Did you miss out on that?
And I'm just like, no, because they weren't priced. They weren't out on the table. They weren't.
So he was gonna have to price them all.
Exactly. And he was just like, I don't know. And I'm just like, I know that, like, trust me, if I thought I saw a way where I could be like, hey man, if I get you $200 for the old binder,
yeah,
I would have done it. Obviously, I would have stooped to that sleaze level 1,000%. I don't care what they would have said in the comments section.
I feel attacked right now.
But like that was, it's just, those card shows are so interesting. Chantilly, like Dallas, which is hopefully, the three of us will be going together because everybody wanted to know where the hell you guys were. And,
my fault. Philly, I have to get surgery. So
I know. But like they're all national, just a little bit smaller. Like you still have like the guys who are selling like, look like they've been set up at the same card show and like haven't left. Like they didn't even break down. They've been there since 1990, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? And then you have guys that are selling like memorabilia and bobbleheads.
But it's not like the National. You don't get a hold like as cool of a bat as Lou Gehrig. Like you get you pay $5 and you can just glance at Mel Ott's bat.
No, right. Gronkowski was there.
Oh, Gronkowski was there.
Gronkowski was there. There's a lot of people there.
Kenny said that it originally was an autograph show, so I'm assuming they still carry that.
There's autograph signings, but like it varies on who comes depending on the year. So like right now, you don't get a lot of autograph signings of current players because they're all in season.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like this is the one part of the year where every sport is being played.
Yeah,
once.
It's true. Hockey, basketball, baseball. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but the summer show. And the spring show, you generally get like massive.
So-
I mean, like 2 days of massive amounts of signings.
So Nashville just had their giant show this past weekend. How did that impact the attendance there, or with the dealers? Do you think? I mean, did some go the other, then one or the other?
I'd say 95% of the normal Chantilly vendors were there, and I think a lot of that was also because it was the last Chantilly show.
Oh, gotcha.
And I think I haven't been to National yet.
Yeah.
So I think that's more of a newer vendor blood than it is older vendor blood.
Makes sense.
And when I say older, I don't necessarily mean age, but I mean like people who didn't just get into the hobby during COVID.
Yeah.
Right.
Gotcha.
So like, it's a little bit of a difference. I see a lot of the people that set up at Chantilly were at National. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 was at Chantilly.
Oh, wow.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Did they sell everything out this time?
They didn't do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1s. They just had dollar boxes and showcases. But talk to him. You know, he hooked me up with a little bit of a deal on a lot that I put together. So they were there. But remember that first table, Cary, that you and I stopped at day one at National, all the way at the end of that row when Rod was off buying boxes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I bought that Treya Savage, which now obviously is even bigger of a card than it was when I bought that card and sold it, flipped it for triple or quadruple, whatever. He was there. He was at Chantilly. But, you know, all those guys who are at National who do Chantilly.
I bet there's a lot of crossover.
Yeah, a lot of
East
crossover.
Coast. Now that I'm going to like more East Coast shows too, I'm probably going to see that a lot more. When I went to National last year, I mean, I saw some of my friends from like Vegas, like 702, but they didn't have a booth. They were buying. You know, like, so I didn't see a ton of shops. I'm, out from the West Coast.
But one of the first vendor I stopped at, the first thing he mentioned to me, he was like, he's like, how's the line? And I told him, I said, this is the longest line I've ever seen on a Friday entry in all the years I've been going to Chantilly. Like, it was crazy because Friday used to be the best day to go because, especially in the fall. Or the spring because the kids are in school and bro, the line was 30 minutes early. I got there, and the line was down the block.
Do you think that's just because it was the final show there? That's why it was.
I think yes, and I also think that. I mean, like it's a premiere show.
Yeah. And
this is such a huge area, like metropolitan area. You know, like people come from Philly, from New York, Jersey, like Ohio.
It's a good central location, like a 4-hour radius circle around that.
Yeah, from all those like big East Coast cities. Yeah. And then, like I said, I met people that flew up from Florida just to come to the show. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So like it's crazy. It's gonna be interesting to see what they do for the next one because it's already booked. The next show is already booked. Like all the vendors and everything like that, it's already booked. So now we're just gonna have to wait and see.
On the location.
This is the longest. After the fall show, you don't get another show until I think April. So we'll see where it is in April. But yeah, it was. It's kind of bittersweet. Like you learn the lay of the land. You learn like it'd be interesting to see like how all that changes. The price points of entry and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
and timing,
the new location. So
it's
gonna be interesting. But are you guys going live tonight? Are you guys doing a show on Dibdit Cards?
I will be.
I should be. Perfect. Well, I got to talk to Don, but yeah, I think I will be, yes.
All right, well, Tim and Cary will be live from 7 to 9 p.m. tonight, and I will be doing a box break at 9 p.m. So, guys, come hang out with us. I may do football. I got some Elite in, so I may do that. Maybe baseball again. I don't know.
87 baseball. I see it behind you.
yes.
Oh, dude, this is what I was going to tell you. This reminded me. Last thing. So the first table I go to, the guy who opens up all the boxes and having all that stuff, him and his buddy, I can't remember the name of his breaking company, but he was one of the biggest breakers in sports cards pre-COVID and into COVID. He doesn't do it anymore. But every time I show him, like his name is Chris, every time I show him in my videos, people always comment, is that such and such? Like, and I'm just like, yeah. So like, they're always opening stuff. And last time I was there, they were opening a box, and one of the guys, what's his name? Alex Army ATC,
or
something like
whatever,
that. He was with them opening up boxes, and he was like, he pulled auto, and it was like, oh, it's just a Mets base auto pitcher. And I was like, remember I told you guys that story about how it was Jonah Tong, and so we were laughing about that. So then I came back like the end of day 2, and he was like, oh, you came back? Because I always go back just to see if they opened any other boxes and they put anything in the boxes. And he's like, oh, you came back just in time. We just opened a box of Sapphire, 2025 Bowman Chrome Sapphire, and which is sold out in under a minute on Topps website. And I think those boxes are selling. I know they're probably selling for like, Rod, you probably know. What are those boxes selling for in the secondary market right now?
I don't know, but the Boo Boo sold out.
Did it really?
A case of it. Dude, the Boo Boo's only $50 a box, by the way.
How much?
5 cards. It's 1 pack per box, five cards per pack. Oh. And the case is already sold out. And
how much are they?
$50.
For 5 cards?
5 cards, 1 pack.
Any guarantees?
Good question.
So it's the national treasures of Beanie Babies.
It is national, yes.
Does it come with an actual Labubu, maybe?
Let's see here.
What are the cases? Two boxes?
No, probably no. I'm assuming one was a case.
Because usually when
$20 per case, so it's probably yeah. So $1,000 a case, probably what it sold for, but
yeah, those aren't very break friendly.
No, I mean you would have to buy a case, so the people that bought the cases are buying them for the breaks, because then they're just gonna break a case.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like for you.
Oh yeah. I was gonna buy it anyway. Believe it or not, this is what I'm gonna pass up, guys. I'm gonna leave behind. And here's the thing: is this is how I will tell you guys. This is how you can dictate or determine how the market's gonna be on release, because right now they're available for pre-order. The hot products sell out, like Tim just said, in 1, 2, 3 minutes, or within the first 5, 10 minutes. We are now 28 minutes into the dropping. Only the case is sold out, and the hobby. Oh, maybe the hobby box just sold out as I'm speaking. So, but it took them almost a half an hour to sell out. So, it literally just sold out as I was speaking. So, interesting.
Yep.
But all right, well, we got to wrap this up here, guys. We have an interview, guys. We have an interview next weekend coming on. There, we're gonna local car dealer, Big Tom. So, talk about the market and how things are going.
So, what are we doing? Middle-aged women on 3? No bangers on 3. 2, 3. No bangers.
Oh wait.
Don't do it, Ron.